Top of the morning, guys. My name is Felix, and welcome to this special masterclass called the $1 Million Money Broker Marketing System. And the reason why we named it $1 Million Money Broker Marketing System is given the reason that I was able to use the following system that I'm going to break down to you guys in details on how you guys can integrate this as part of your branding and your marketing when it comes to becoming a money broker. And I was able to follow or use this system in order to hit and get a Two Common Club award with ClickFunnels, which is essentially in order for you to get this sort of award, you need to make $1 million using their software and basically using the software to create the system and as well as running paid ads and driving traffic to it. We're able to hit $1 million, hence the name $1 Million Money Brokers Marketing System. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So make sure to pull out a paper, grab a pen, get some water, because it's gonna get juicy here, right? So basically, first and foremost, there's five different components you guys need to understand when it comes to what we call a marketing funnel overall. So the first component is traffic. Traffic is basically where are you driving attention of a product or service in this case, right? So you can drive attention from different social media platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Google Ads, right? So these are main platforms, and then you can drive traffic in what we call sub platforms. On LinkedIn platform, there's LinkedIn ads, there's LinkedIn, groups, there's LinkedIn, what else? Network, right? For Instagram, there's Instagram stories, there's Instagram reels, there's Instagram DMs, right? For YouTube, there's YouTube ads, for example. I'm not sure if there's another variation. For Facebook, there's Facebook groups in that instance. For Google, there's Google ads. And then I guess, Google owns YouTube. So it falls under the same category, right? So these are all what we call online platforms that we can drive attention to. Obviously, if you guys are first starting out, you guys can also leverage your network, right? The people that you have access to, rather it's your contact, rather it's networking events, or just going to church on Sunday, or just meeting up with your buddies or your friends or people that are just business owners outside of social media. In that case, it can also falls under this category of what we call traffic, right? Which is where are we driving attention from, or what vehicle are we driving attention from, right? So finding the type of platforms that you guys want to be super skillful in is very, very important. I see a lot of people starting out. What they would like to do is, post content in all of these various platforms, and at a certain point, they're not really producing any sort of results. It's because each platform comes with different skills and different type of content, different type of style of content that you need to recognize and really consider, right? So when I first started, the two platforms that I placed a lot of my attention to really understand the style, different variations, split testing, the type of content I want to post, the verbiage, the copywriting, and whatnot was LinkedIn and Instagram. And then over time, as I started generating sales, as I got better in marketing, I decided to, diversify my skill set or hire people that actually specialize in certain platforms and, run those accounts for me, right? But when you first start out, I always recommend just starting with one or two platform, build up a following, build up a base of connections, and then as you start making sales and seeing results, you can slowly repurpose the content that you have on Instagram, posting on YouTube, YouTube Reels in this case, right? Or YouTube Shorts, that's what they call it, right? So now you guys understand pretty much what driving traffic means. This is where you gather attention, because without attention, and let's just say you don't have business, right? With no attention, you don't have any business. You can have the best business model, the best sales team, the best product out there, but if you can't drive traffic, you can't drive attention. nobody's going to know who you are or what you do or the type of service that you offer, right? So this is where driving attention is very important. And then in the context of the marketing system, we have what we call our lead page. And I'll give you guys a few examples as well of kind of like how my lead pages look like, right? But basically, a lead page is the moment that you drive traffic, the call to action. You want to, obviously post with intention, right? Towards what you're posting, towards the end, you're always going to ask the follower or whoever is, watching your content to take a very specific action, right? So in the context of, let's just say we're trying to find business owners so we can get funding for them with the lenders that we partner up with, I want to collect, three important information right off the bat, and that is basically their name, email, and phone number, right? And this is where the lead pages comes in, because a lead page would help you capture the following details and information about the person that is interested from the content that you posted in this case, right? So the reason why someone will click to go into a lead page, which is basically your website, but it's a form of website with an intention of collecting their information up front, it's because they show some sort of interest. They're interested. They probably saw one of your Instagram stories, saying or mentioning that you offer financing, and you can get financing of up to like 50 to 100,000 in capital in 72 hours or less, right? This is kind of like what you posted. Someone showed their interest. They click on the link in your bio, and then they land it on what we call a lead page. So lead page, we're gonna collect their information, first name, last name, email, and phone number, or you can use a lead page to pretty much put them through a survey, right? Ask them about their, the same basic information. Ask them a little bit more about the business, what sort of revenue they're generating at the moment. Do they have bank statements? What industry are they in? How much capital they're looking for? Where their personal credit score currently at, right? So there's two different way of approaching it, and it really depends on what it really depends on what works best, and the only way that you would know is by split testing it, right? So for me personally, I like to go with the survey route, and the reason why is because right off the bat, it will allow me to differentiate or filter who's qualified and who's unqualified. So let's just say in the context of what I do, right, the only people that I want to work with is someone that has a 700 plus credit score. So that's why having a survey, asking all these questions to identify which one have a 700 plus credit score is super important, because I don't want someone coming in submitting only their basic information like their first name, email, and their phone number. They become a lead, and then that would take our team to speak with that person in order to get where their credit is standing at, and then disqualifying them. That takes way too many steps afterwards. Whereas the system, the lead page, if they do a survey, it will automatically filter out based on the good conditions I set, which one has 700 plus credit score, which one don't. And for the ones that have 700 plus credit score, then they go into the next page. For the one that don't meet the requirement, they kind of like, say, sorry, you're not qualified at the moment, right? So basically, from lead page, once they submit their information, what's going to happen is they will land on what we call a VSL or a sales page, right? In this case, it's pretty much a short video or a long form video that sort of explains, how your products or how your program works in this case. So as a money broker, the way that I will approach it is, on the video, I would just, show my track record of my company, who we serve, the type of industry, the type of people that we help with, what are some of the requirements that we need from that person, and then give them a little bit more breakdown of how this entire process works, right? So look at the sales page and the video that you post on the sales page as kind of like, you know, um, pretty much like a sales call that you would typically do with someone that's interested in business financing, in doing business financing with you, right? What are some of the typical questions? You sort of accumulate all of those questions, you go into the overview of the program, and then you pretty much do it in a video format. And the reason why is because this sales page and the video that you create for the sales page is going to do a lot of the selling for you ahead of time before they schedule a call, right? So after they watch the sales or watch the video on the sales page, they have the option to schedule a call with you. Now these people are coming in informed about everything that they should know ahead of time before speaking with you, and it just makes the sell a lot easier, and a lot quicker too, right? So hopefully that makes sense for you. But that's how we're able to scale from zero to $1 million. It's pretty much following this five component that we have here, right? And then I did forget the follow up, but of you know in between of the lead going through the next step, which is watching the video sales letter or the sales page and speaking with us or booking a time with us, we're automatically sending them text messages and email regarding our program, and just giving additional details, and two other communication method, right? Which is through email and a text. Because the moment that someone submits an email and their phone number, we automatically opted them into our CRM. Our CRM will automatically send out an email drip sequence or a text message sequence that will inform them a little bit and provide information about what we do as a money broker, right? So with that being said, the funnel this is a little bit more in depth, right? So we run Facebook traffic to a VSL page. From VSL page, right? Just to give you guys an example, this is sort of our opt-in page. They click on this button, right? So our call to action is see how much I'm pre-approved for. They click on this, it asks for their name, email, and their phone number. As you can see, I also have my headline. I call out the type of industry and the type of people that I want to work with in the first place, what type of requirement that they should come in with before learning more, and then pretty much what is the unique mechanism of the offer itself, right? Will help you secure $100 in business funding at 0% interest. So that's enticing enough for people to click on this, right? And then the moment that they submitted their first name, last name, email, phone number, it gets redirected to what we call a sales page. And pretty much this is a 20 to 30-minute long video, pretty much going over the program, how everything works, what are the details involved, what are the requirements that you need to come in with, what are some of the expectations, right? And then any sort of objections that we typically get doing the sales call, I will try to address those objections in that video here. So it pretty much simplifies everything by the time that prospect hop on a sales call with us, right? So after they watch the video, they click on the link to schedule time, and then after they schedule time with me, they get redirected to a thank you page, a confirmation page, and then it's additional video to get them prep before the actual meeting happens. And then if you want to get their credit report, if you want them to do certain tasks ahead of time or be prepared before the call actually happens, this is typically where you would list those instructions, or list those instructions on, right? And then last but not least, any videos or testimonials, right? Just to add some social proof ahead of time to back up your results on why that person should be working with you. I would typically like to put the results on the last page, or in certain cases I will put the results in the VSL, and then at a certain point I will even consider putting some results on the first page the moment someone click on your website in this case, right? So while they're going through the funnel, it automatically syncs the data of that person that submitted their contact information over to our CRM. And then depending on the type of, which stage that the client or the prospect is currently going through, each stage will come with its own email drip sequence and text message drip sequence, in that case, right? So as you can see, just like over the past 2 months, we're able to accumulate so much leads. Like one of our pipeline stages, we have like 4,000 leads. Just today we have four applications that were submitted. We have so many different traffic sources that we can manage, right, as a team. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing what we did. So yeah, this is typically something that we charge a lot of money for. So you know by me actually sitting down with you guys, explaining sort of the mechanism behind it, the components behind it, you guys should have at least some sort of understanding on how to start approaching this, right? Because a lot of people that I speak with, a lot of people in the funding space, they follow a very similar system. And I'm giving you a live training right now on how everything looks, as well as kind of like live examples of what I'm currently doing. With examples in this case, right? So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this quick masterclass. But this is the system that we personally use to hit over $1 million in our money brokering business.